our weekend started with some weird weather, and we'd never seen Annie acting up so so much. I think she badly wanted to get into her regular size, so we did open things up for her and hang with her and calm her down, and she did settle after a time. And this was also Jasmine's last riding lesson of the season. We will reassess in the spring and see if we want to put her into more lessons, but she really does love this. A herd of grandchildren just arrived 10 minutes before Jasmine got off the bus on her last day of school, and the chaos began then and didn't end until Sunday afternoon.
Have fun!
Remember that old saying, or that, I forget who said it, I'll figure it out soon. The best laid plans of mice and men. For us, it was the best laid plans of fish and men, because this weekend didn't turn out at all like we had planned it was going to be. And first off, do you hear that? It's quiet. It's been 2-3 days of screaming children. There's been between 4 and 7 extra people here for overnights, a whole bunch of little kids, voices at screech level constantly, and I'm just out here enjoying the peace and quiet because they've all gone home. The fishing derby that really didn't turn out very well is over. It was a busy weekend, but again, it didn't turn out like what we had hoped, and isn't that like what life is about as well? The guests that we did have, they left, and the house was just immaculate. They were a wonderful couple. Just used the one room. The house was totally clean. I just have to do the one bedroom, and it's set to go for the next guest coming, and I'm just super grateful about that. And let's see, I'm prepping to see the Dr. Hottie on Wednesday for my physical, to find out with all the labs and all the tests and all the whatever I've done, to see what the results are and what I need to do to look after myself. And I will have to confess about the being bucked off of Hank. Doing a riding, and he's probably going to be like, holy crap, what are you doing on a horse at your age? Anyway, I just find that there's a spot in the ribs on the left mid side that I think has got a crack in it. I notice that when I breathe, when I try to sit up off the bathroom, off a chair, it just hurts in the one spot. So I will confess, and I will deal with that as well. But yeah, this fishing derby, the day we were wanting to have it, it turned out to be just kind of a miserable day. It was raining for the first time in a month, and we were grateful for that, but it was chilly and cold. And the whole idea of getting to know my son's new girlfriend of the year fell through because she couldn't make it. So that little plan went down the toilet. I'll have to do that another time. And let's see. So we tried to do the fishing thing today, and nobody was biting. Yesterday, Owen just threw in a hook with no worm, and first throw in there caught a fish. So he thought it's going to be great. Today, nobody caught anything, and they were going at it for a few hours. It was quite disappointing, and we're just thinking perhaps it's gotten too cold and they've kind of started settling down and not moving so quickly. But yeah, it just certainly didn't turn out the way we had thought it was going to turn out. Oh yes, and the other thing that happened, the family member that had gone into her diabetic coma, well, she's now home, but not before she kind of tore a strip out of her daughter-in-law and son for going into her house and checking for the paperwork that nobody could get their hands on because they thought that she was not even going to survive. So looking for personal directives, looking for all that kind of stuff. She was just ticked and angry that they put the dogs in a kennel, angry that they dug through her paperwork. So again, it is so important to take care of business and to let your people know where all your paperwork is. You might not think nothing much is going to happen to you because in her case she was 53, but she also went through cancer. She really could have not made it through this diabetic coma. And so it wasn't the family's fault. They did what they should do. And I'm hoping as she thinks about all the things that have happened that she will pull in her horns a bit and realize they did the only thing they could in looking for this paperwork to try to take care of her. But for anybody listening to this, take care of your business. Let your people know where everything is so nobody is hunting, nobody is desperate, nobody, the whole chaos and emotions of the thing didn't need to be. And it's because nobody was prepared. And it starts with the person who has to prepare their stuff so that their loved ones aren't in a panic. And one of her children flew in from Ontario. And now it turns out for no good reason, but again, everybody thought she wasn't even going to make it or that she would be brain damaged or what have you. So please do take care of your business, because in this case, it could have turned out so terribly, and it was very emotional for the family members that were trying to help her. And in the end of the day, got snarled at when she came out of her coma and found out what they were doing. So then there's that. And another thing that's new that's happening, we're in Alberta, Canada, and we are now having a teacher's strike. They tried to work with the government, they got shot down, and it was almost a 90% of all the teachers voting that decided they didn't like what was being offered. So it doesn't look like there's any last minute anything coming. So tomorrow morning our Jasmine is home and going on a strike, and so the whole province is going to be kind of turned upside down with families not sure what to do with their school-aged kids because they weren't prepared like they would have been for, let's say, summer, where there's day homes and day camps and all these things. Well, now there's going to be a lot of juggling, and it's going to be a bit stressful in our province. But I certainly support our teachers because it's been a long time coming for them to have their class sizes brought back down to normal, because I think it's about 40-1 right now. It's not good. They had laid off a bunch of assistants, which affected our Jasmine and other special needs kids. So the one teacher was having to handle those children, and with the regular children, it just wasn't fair all the way around. So I do understand why they're going on strike, and I hope that our government pulls its head out of its butt, basically. Because yeah, I remember going through all this with our nurses, because that's the union I was in there, and they tried to make us sound like we were these horrible people that were just money grabbers, when that was one of the least issues that we had, was the money issue. It was more for safeties, for this many patients, for this many nurses, and to get proper care and that kind of thing. Same with the teachers, this many teachers with this many students to get the proper teaching done, so I could understand it. The hard thing is, husband works at a plant with mainly men, and oh my goodness, most of them they talk really harshly against nurses and against teachers. Basically, they aren't worth the money they're getting paid already, and he's having to defend and looking at these guys who've got daughters, and just wondering where these guys' heads are, that they would be this harsh against careers that are so important. The raising and teaching of children are so important. The care in hospitals when you are in your most vulnerable is so important. But yeah, he's having a lot of tongue biting or just arguing with the guys, and they're in their 35 to 50s, the group of men that he's arguing with. So it's a little bit tense around here, if you know what I mean. But we'll check in with you around Wednesday, Thursday, and see how everything's going. Hopefully things have calmed down just a little bit. There's a few things that I'm going to be doing probably this week. It's a little bit quieter. Unless surprise guests show up, it should be an easy... Hang on a sec. I had to stop and tie Gus to my waist because he was pulling my arm that was holding my phone off into the distance, as only a golden 2-year-old can do. So we had a couple of days of really hard frost that went to -5, and so we woke up to white ground, total frosted. So I realized that the wild rose hips that are all over the place here, you're supposed to wait till the frost has come through so that you can pick them and forage them and turn them into some jelly or something. So I was going to try that this year, so I'll do that. And I also noted that the seeds to the fireweed that I also want to collect, or that I did collect, and I'm going to plant them in Owen's mom's garden, because I also want to create stuff in the spring with the fireweed flowers, because they're supposed to do some really nice jellies as well. And I was going to say, I noticed during this weekend, we had a lovely conversation in an evening to do with religion. And I know you're not supposed to bring up politics, religion, or money, with company. But there we were in the evening, 3 different people with vastly different beliefs talking and discussing and comparing. There was me, I'm deconstructing from my family who are evangelical Christians and all that background. Our son-in-law, he is Jehovah's Witness, third generation. So he was steeped in that since he was born as well. So he has got totally different beliefs than what I was raised with. My husband comes from a Catholic background. So again, totally different background and beliefs. And we were able to question each other, talk, and nobody got mad. Nobody told the other they're going to hell, kind of what I'm used to having happen. So I quite enjoyed the conversation that we had. So I'll just keep finishing my walk with Gussie and get back into the house and relax a bit in the peace and the quiet, because it's been a very loud weekend. And the best laid plans of fish and men kind of go awry sometimes.